Now that you've decided to refinish your floor or have new ones installed, probably the most common question or the first question you should ask is, which type of finish is best for me? Well, today I'm going to review the 4 main common types of finishes that we offer here at Kimminau Floors. I'm going to review the pros and cons and some of the various characteristics about each type of finish. When I review finishes and finish options with our clients, I usually fill them in on about 8 different characteristics about each type of finish. I'll start with the dry times. The dry time is pretty self-explanatory. That is how long before that finish is fully dry to touch. So you can walk on it with sock feet, or it's ready to be buffed for the next application or next coating application. The next is cure time. Cure time is the amount of time it takes for that finish to fully chemically react or fully harden. Cure time is very important because that's going to tell you how soon you can move your furniture back in and you can resume full traffic on your floor. The next piece of information that we review with clients is the VOCs for each finish type. So VOC stands for volatile organic compound. It's measured in grams per liter. Don't want to get too technical about that, but essentially the higher the rating or the higher the number, the higher the VOC content. We do have penetrating oils that have a zero VOC content. On the other end of the spectrum, we have conversion varnishes that are, above 700. Why are VOCs important? It's simply some finishes you're not going to be able to be around during the refinishing process. If you wanted to stay in your home, we're going to recommend a low VOC option. The next characteristic that's important to discuss is color. Some finishes are very clear, others have more of an ambering tone, and then some finishes continue to amber as they age. So I'll want to review those characteristics as I talk about each finish type. The next is sheen. Most finishes you're able to provide an array of sheens from matte or ultra matte, very low sheen, up to semi-gloss or gloss. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Some finishes tend to be a little bit shinier, they have a higher build. Some are thinner, have a little bit lower sheen. And then we like to discuss cost. Some finishes are more expensive than others, so we like to review that with each client. And then probably the most important is durability or wearability. And this is a really tough one to quantify. There are Tabor abrasion tests out there that will measure the hardness of a finish. There's various ways to measure the chemical resistance of the finish. But ultimately, this just relies on our experience. We've had 15, 17 years of experience of seeing how these finishes perform. I like to use the word or term wearability. So I don't know if that's a real word or not, but it's one that we've created and we're going to use to kind of describe how that finish looks as it's being worn, or how it looks as you got full traffic on it each day. Ultimately, I'm gonna dive into that and kind of discuss the pros and cons as I dig into these 4 types of finishes. But durability and wearability is one I spend a lot of time explaining to clients. The next would be maintenance. So once the floor is done, how easy is that finish going to be to maintain? How long is it going to last? What are some of the preventive measures you're going to need to do each day or each week? So we'll talk about maintenance. All right, we're going to dive into the various types of finishes. Let's start off with polyurethane. It's probably been the most common type of finish on the market for the past 40 years. The reason is simple. We're putting a urethane coating on top. It's a protective film. It's a hard sheet of plastic. Very easy to maintain. But there are 2 main different types of urethane coatings. We have oil modified urethane and we have water-based. So I'd love to dive into the pros and cons of both systems and kind of do a quick overview of each and compare them. So with oil modified urethane, we're going to go down the line here with dry times. Dry times are very slow, 8 to 12 hours. You're going to get 1 coat per day. Cure time, traditionally been very slow. You've probably heard 30 days for area rugs. That's because of the cure cycle for oil modified urethane. There have been some advancements recently. I've heard so 5 to 7 days now, but compared to water-based is much faster. VOC content. So with VOCs, oil's about double of water. You're in the 350 to 550 range. Water, you're usually hovering around 200. Color. Oil modified urethane is going to have an ambering tone to it. It's going to continue to amber as it ages. Water-based, you got various tone options available, from white pigmented sealer options to clear to an ambering color. Sheen, both oil and water, you can have multiple sheen options available. I will say if you compare, a semi-gloss or a satin in oil to water-based satin or semi, the oil is going to tend to be a bit shinier, and the reason for that is it has a thicker film build. It's going to appear to be shinier. The cost. Water is about 4 times the cost of oil. So on the oil side, you're looking at 35, 40 bucks a gallon. Water-based, 120 to 160. So quite a bit more expensive for water. The durability and wearability. Honestly, they're both gonna, if you compared an fully cured oil modified urethane to a fully cured 2-component water-based urethane, I think they're about the same from my experience. One cures a lot faster than the other, but as far as durability and maintenance, they're about identical. And then maintenance, same thing. We're gonna give each of our clients a cleaning kit. You're gonna be able to go in and do your proactive weekly maintenance with our cleaning solution. And then probably gonna recommend every 5 to 7 years, whether you go with oil or water, to do a maintenance coat. So it just depends on the traffic in your home. If I had to summarize the difference between these two, I would say that water-based is probably our most popular choice for Kimminau Floors clients. The reason is simply the convenience. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the convenience of water-based and explain why we really haven't put down much oil modified urethane in the past 5 to 6 years. So as you get into the dry times of water, you're looking at 60 to 90 minutes. So with 60 to 90 minute dry times, we can double up on coats in the same day, which also means your project just took a little bit shorter time, one less day. The cure time's another big one. Most of the 2-component catalyzed water-based systems out there are about 90% cured in 48 hours. This allows us to put, your furniture back in a lot sooner, put your area rugs back sooner. So it's just gonna allow us to wrap up your project a lot quicker and minimize that downtime. So very, very popular with all of our remodeling clients. VOC content, water's half of oil. So once again, if you're going to be around in the house or stay in the basement, it's not going to emit as many volatile organic compounds. It's going to have a much lower rating, something to consider as well. Color, it's probably the biggest difference. We have a whole range of water-based sealers that we can offer our clients. And some of those have some white pigment in them, some of them are very clear, and some of them, if you want to achieve that similar look to oil, we have ambering sealers available. So we're able to customize that look much better with a water-based system than we are with oil, which is going to tend to be just purely amber. Cost, yes, water-based, that is the one downside comparing to oil. It does cost more, but I can tell you just about all of our clients, the convenience far outweighs the added cost. The durability and wearability are about the same, and the maintenance is the same. So there you have it. If you're looking for a protective, very convenient, easy to maintain finish, we're probably going to steer you towards a water-based urethane system. The next type of finish that we offer here at Kimminau Floors is called a conversion varnish. Conversion varnish is also known as a Swedish finish or an acid curing finish. Conversion varnish is an alcohol-based finishing system. It's very, very durable and has extremely great optics, what we call optics. You could see through the finish, the grain. It's a beautiful, beautiful finish. Dry times with conversion varnish, pretty quick, about two hours. Cure time, this finish, the old school gold seal system we used to use, 60 to 90 days, very slow. It's one drawback with conversion varnish. They do have a newer option that cures much faster in about 7 days. The VOC content, biggest negative with conversion varnish, it's 750, so it's off the charts, very toxic. Got to be very careful with perishable food items, pilot lights in your home, plants even. So we have to take extra precautions. We have to use extra ventilation measures. So the biggest drawback with conversion varnish is undoubtedly the VOC content. And this is the reason we hardly ever use it in a remodeling situation. Color, slight amber tone to it, but the optics of this system are second to none in my opinion. Very, very clear, not cloudy like some of the urethane coatings. So it's a beautiful, beautiful finish. Sheen, you can control the sheen, from anywhere from matte to satin, semi-gloss, all the way up. Cost is on par with a 2-component water-based system. We do have some extra costs associated with putting the finish down. We have to wear full face respirators, cartridges, we're gonna throw away the applicators. So we do charge a little bit more for conversion varnish. The durability and wearability, this is another huge advantage of this finish. The scratches in this finish, it's a protective film on your floor, similar to urethane. The difference would be that the scratches tend to be clear, so it wears extremely well. So as that finish is is breaking down, or you're starting to get some imperfections in it, you do not see them near as much as you would on a urethane system. So in this regard, it's a wonderful finish. And then the maintenance, we're gonna recommend probably very easier to recoat, very similar to urethane in that nature, but you're probably gonna get more to 7 to 10 years out of a conversion varnish system compared to urethane. That's a good summary of conversion varnish. We love to use this in new construction or in remodeling situations where everybody's out of the house and it's maybe a full remodel. Probably not the best fit if you're living in the home or you're looking for a quick 1-week refinishing project. It's gonna take a little bit extra time to ventilate. VOC content is much higher, but it is a beautiful finish and it performs extremely well. All right, the last type of finish I'm gonna discuss today is our penetrating hard wax oils. This type of finish is gaining a lot of traction with our clients, and it's a little bit different, or quite a bit different, than the first 3 types of finishes I've discussed today. Unlike the others, which are film a protective film on top of the floor, this is more of a penetrating hard wax oil. So it penetrates into the wood until it's fully saturated into the fiber of the wood. So it's a little bit different, and that gives this type of finish some unique advantages. Dry times with this product are about 2 hours, very quick, similar to the water-based system, water-based urethane system. Cure time, extremely quick, 12 to 24 hours. So this gives this type of finish a big advantage. Imagine putting your furniture back on your floor the very next day. It's an awesome advantage. VOC, another huge advantage. 0 to 10. So unlike the other finishes, which were in the 200 range, 350, 450, all the way up to 700 for conversion varnish, this is practically 0, practically nothing to 10. So a lot healthier for our employees, a lot healthier for our clients. Colors, wide range of colors available. Sheen is limited. This is one limiting factor with this type of finish, is that you're gonna get a low sheen finish. It's going to penetrate into the wood. It's going to look more in line with like an ultra matte or a matte sheen compared to the other finishes. Cost is right on par with the other finishes, right on par with the 2-component water base and the conversion varnish systems that we offer. Durability and wearability. So this gets into how you define the durability of a finish. So I would say that depending upon how you look at it, it can be considered less durable because it will require more frequent maintenance applications. The wearability, on the other hand, I think gives it a significant advantage. Because there's no protective film on top, it tends to wear and look the same as when we first installed it. So it doesn't have that reflection that you get with the other systems. The film-based systems have that, the natural light may shine and reflect across that floor, and it's going to highlight and show all the imperfections in that coat. Whereas this, since it's penetrating into the wood, it tends to hide and not reflect the imperfections. So in this regard, I think it's phenomenal and kind of like hiding or not showcasing scratches or imperfections. Now, durability wise, you are probably going to, you will need to, depending upon traffic, need to buff in another coat every couple years. Now, it's really easy to do that. And so this is where I think this finish has the biggest advantage over the other systems. When we apply maintenance coats to the film-based systems, whether it's water-based, oil-based, or conversion varnish, we need to take all the furniture out of the house. We're going to need to buff the entire floor, and we're going to need to coat the entire floor. The reason is if we just did the high traffic areas, you're going to see sheen lines everywhere and will not blend. Now with penetrating wax oils, hard wax oils, we can actually just do the high traffic areas and it'll blend right in. So even though you're going to need more frequent applications, more maintenance coats, they're going to be a lot quicker and a lot easier to complete, which in my opinion gives this type of coating a significant advantage. Anytime I talk to clients that have large dogs that I know are going to be active and I know they're going to wreak havoc on pretty much the floor no matter what coating we put down, I love introducing this finish to our clients, and I love talking about these pros and cons. And our clients are really loving this finish as well because of the maintenance. Not only the maintenance, but the low VOC, the faster dry and cure times. It's just way more convenient than the other finishes. This is exciting. It's something that probably about half of our clients are choosing right now. That summarizes the penetrating hard wax oil. So hopefully you found this video very educational and I shed some light on some of the pros and cons of these different finish types. Our job as a flooring professional is first and foremost to stay up to speed on all the latest technology. We want to stay at the forefront. We want to be able to continue to offer our clients all the customizations and all the different finishing types that are available to them. We try not to be too biased and persuade our clients in which route or which type of finish they choose. Really, it doesn't matter to us. We're skilled enough to apply all these different types. We really just want them to be happy. And we want, our name is on the line, our reputation is on the line. We want to set the right expectations up front and how that finish is going to perform. They're going to be happiest if we do that. So if we set the right expectation and deliver on the pros and cons and deliver on what we told them up front, then they're going to be the happiest. And so that's really our job as a flooring professional. So that's what we're trying to do with this video today. I hope you found it educational. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. You can also reach out to us on our website at kimminaufloors.com, where you'll find more useful videos and blogs and more information.